what brought you to that decision then not to drink anymore?
Oh, thank you, mate. Um, well, I think if alcohol and drugs were a game, I completed them. I think that like I really went for it, for a long period of time, and I got to, I don't know, like I realized it just got to a point where I was like behaving in a way, not like regularly, but like I behaved in a way that I had done years before. And I realized that I wouldn't have behaved in that way if I hadn't have been drunk. And I didn't want to behave like that ever again. And I just thought I need to do something about this. And I realized that I've been an alcoholic and a drug addict for a really long time. And walked into an AA meeting and sat and thought about my life. And I like realized that I'd been drinking since I was like 12 years old, and I think I got to 39. I'd done, I just think I completed it. And I realized that like, it was just something that I didn't want in my life anymore. And like, life was good. Like I'm having a good time, like work's good, home life was good. And then like I'd get out of my mind and I'd just behave in a way that I didn't want to. And it wouldn't happen all the time, but it happened once, and it happened like a couple of years before. And that was it. I just thought I don't want to be that person anymore. And I need to like just do the right thing for myself. And so I decided to get sober and look at myself, look at my emotional problems, and I went on that journey from like September 2019. And it's absolutely awesome for me. It's like best thing I ever did. It's the kind of short version of the story,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that something you found easier during lockdown, or has it been harder, or have you kind of turned a corner in that respect anyway?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I haven't had a day where I thought about getting a drink. Like my relationship with drinking and doing drugs is like over. But I think it is quite remarkable in a sense, and because the stress that's happened in the since last March has been remarkable, and people that I've spoken to about how things are going and keeping up to date with, I've just been like given congratulations for not going back to alcohol at any point. And it's mad because like I think that once I made a decision and I've been through like looked at my emotional problems and like I came out the other side of it, I just know it's just not something I want to get back to. And I'm lucky, I think, because it's not something that like pops up for me to think about that I want to do. Like, and life's good without it. Yeah, and that's it. I mean, my only worry about the whole thing is that people won't call me to go to the pub. Like, I want to hang out with my mates, and I can see like my mates are going to the pub, and I'm like, hey, like, yeah, I still want to come, but yeah, I just like I'm done with getting out of my mind, which I did really well for a really long time.
You had a good go of it, yeah.
Yeah, I completed it, man. I absolutely completed it. I gave it a really good shot for a really long time, and I did a pretty good job, and then I did a pretty bad job, and then it was just like, yeah,
yeah, fair play.
Yeah,
yeah, what's that like? I mean, I've met people who don't drink, but do you find you're able to like drink and have a good, and not drink and have a good time in the pub kind of thing?
Yeah, 100%. Like, like I don't want to like not have fun. Like that's like not having, that would be a nightmare. Like if I given up drinking and stopped having fun, then I don't know, I'd be incredibly boring and incredibly bored, I think. But like, I don't know. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, but what's mad about it is like, you're just always the same person, like you wake up the same person that you were the day before. And not only that, like it puts you, there's nothing to like hide behind. I think like I used to hide behind alcohol and hide behind getting smashed all the time. And like, if there were things that I knew that I needed to confront and I wasn't ready to do that, I certainly wasn't ready to do it for a long time, I would just like go out and get smashed and like forget about it. And tomorrow I'd feel different and forget it happened. But when you're sober, you've got to go through your shit, and it's hard. It's hard, but it's also absolutely awesome. And so, yeah, I don't know. I'm riding the ups and downs of this last year, but not drinking and having fun is a massive part of it, And I'm doing this because I'm saying like, if you're having a party, please invite me to it. I want to come.
Just going back briefly to the end of Klaxons, then, and you talked about your journey to becoming sober. Like, what was it like leaving the band? Did you find it difficult, or was it not that kind of
my alcoholism and drug taking went absolutely through the fucking roof. Like that was the point, that it was like, okay, well, I've got no band, still making money. I'm still going out to like social stuff, and I'm kind of like upset, and I don't really quite know what I'm doing with my life at this point in time. I know, more drugs and alcohol, and you know, and yeah, that's when things got stupid, and I was like a mixture of like confused and drunk and upset. And that time, I think those 2 or 3 years were kind of weird, and really weird, and I yeah, drank my way through it, and I'm really incredibly grateful to sort of work my way through that and come out sober on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate.
It's a mad one. It's such a weird thing. I rarely dip into that emotion, you know, but yeah, I think I was lost and confused and drunk, you know, and I think I'm still like, I think of myself as like a workaholic, you know, like I still, as well, other addictions, like work is an addiction of mine as well. And luckily, like going to work and writing songs and still making music and still doing it is the thing that's like kept me through all of it. But then it's like, okay, I need to knock the other stuff on the head and just focus on the fact that I'm a songwriter. And life's been good ever since. It was for like a couple of years. It was for like a year or so before, but like that's when the combination of like knocking my addictions on the head and working hard, life's become better, so much better, and so much more fun, and like easier.
And did you say, when we had Patrick Warden on from Baby Shambles, who said, you know, kind of had almost like a light bulb moment where he just kind of knew it was, well, he said it was almost do or die for him at that point. But did you kind of have a similar kind of, I don't know, light bulb moment, I don't know if that's the right term, but did you have a moment where you realized that you needed to change?
Yeah, I think that, I don't know if it's the same for all addicts or all alcoholics, but like, you know, the rock bottom is very much something that comes with it. And interestingly, like the rock bottom, sometimes like I'd be having rock bottoms, and I'd be like, oh yeah, life can't get any weirder, and then bam, something else happens, and like, shit, I thought it was rock bottom 2 minutes ago, and I'm just about to have another one, and like, and it's difficult. And the amazing thing is that sobriety is the thing that helps you face those things and get through them, and to look at difficulties head on in the face, sober, and deal with them on an emotional level, is like, that's the most magic in all of like chat about however high I got or however weird it got, and drugs that I took. You know, the most amazing and powerful thing in all of it is the ability to like look at difficulties that I maybe suppressed over a long period of time, thanks to drugs and alcohol, soberly and in the cold light of day, and gone through in depth until I felt better about buried emotions with that kind of stuff, you know, and yeah, I can't recommend it enough, you know.
Yeah. And yeah, we had Adam Fajek on from Baby Shambles, who said, well, he was talking about a charity called Tonic Music, who are helping musicians in terms of mental health. Is that something you think you could have benefited from, or do you think that's something that is needed for young musicians?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I think that anything to do with mental health is absolutely incredible. And I think that the ability to be able to discuss things that may seem difficult to discuss with other human beings, adults, or particularly professional adults, is the most needed and incredible thing. And yeah, I would recommend all avenues for the idea of being able to have conversations that are needed on a sort of mental health level for anybody. And luckily, I think that like young people seem to be more up for that than it felt like. I mean, I wasn't up for it until I was like 39. I was having it like on a non-professional level, but when I hit 39, I was like, oh shit, I need to do this professionally. And I should have done it professionally like a long time before I did. And luckily, I think that it seems that the conversations that young people are willing to have, like those opportunities, it's not taboo anymore. You know, it's not like a weird thing to talk about emotions or to notice that somebody's having difficulty with emotions, you know. And I think that's an incredible thing. And all power to any mental health charity and that open up difficult conversations for people, young or at any age, you know.